time for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Miss Crystal hosts this hop. It is to basically, everybody has a Pinterest board just about, it seems like. And basically, you know, we all scroll and scroll and we pin and we pin. And the point of this hop is to make sure we get into our boards and use our pins. So I found this one and I picked it for a reason. I'll show you in just a second. So it's a Vicky Booten deal. There's some texture paste back there, and then there's like some big tags. She's got a couple photos or some wildlife type stuff on here, and I know I've got that collection. I don't remember which one it was now, to be frank with you, but I have this entire iris container full of Vicky Booten, so I'll be able to find something. Now that being said, I'm going to have to tell you right now, I'm going to trigger warn you, because the photos are, I hate to use the word disturbing, but let me just tell you, if you don't like snakes, this will not be your cup of tea. So I'm going to show you the photos, but I'm warning you now, if you don't like snakes and you don't like dead snakes, then please turn off the video and go somewhere else for a minute. So basically, this is us on our, this little guy here was in our backyard, back at the back of the fence. Seth was weed eating and he kind of saw it and he's like, what in the world? Looked down and saw this snake. And so he calls us up there. We all go look. We're kind of watching it. And we're like, well, what kind of snake is that? We weren't really sure. I was like, well, I don't want to kill like a little garden snake or one that's good for, you know, eating rats. No, y'all, this is a coral snake. This is it's a coral snake. It is very venomous. And so, yeah, we had to kill it. My husband took the hoe and basically chopped its head off. So, again, sorry, that's kind of disturbing if you don't like that. Again, you're welcome to, you will not hurt my feelings if you move on. I know my mama don't like snakes. And I mean, it's a poisonous snake, though, so I don't feel too bad. We kind of felt bad in some ways killing it, but by the same token, the dogs are out there. We didn't want them to get bit. So that's my pictures. So I'm going to get into my box here. I got to find my photo or find my papers I want to use. She's got a white cardstock back. I got to decide if that's what I want to do because I've got so much paper. We'll see. So let me get into that, and I will pick a few papers, and I'll be back on in a minute. Okay, guys, quick check-in. I happen to have the Vicky Booten mixed media pad, and so honestly, instead of me messing with doing texture paste, I probably should, but I don't want to today. I'm a little on the tired side. I'm going to use this. I'm also going to frame it with this. I think it looks like she may have framed it. It's a little tricky to see on the screen, but I think she may have, so I think I'm going to do that. So I'll bring that in. I think that's really pretty. And then I found these papers. They're not the exact same papers, but I'm going to use these tags, or these for some tags here. And now I'm going to have one more photo, so I'm going to have to, at least I think I am. I don't know. I may just use like this one and this one, and not the bigger one. That might be fine. And I actually found this in a chipboard piece, but then I saw the black one. I like this one. I'm thinking about doing outdoors. There's the whole story, which is kind of cute. I also have this like magnifying glass, which could be interesting because they are, I couldn't believe I saw this thing actually. And then look at this. I have this. It says didn't go as planned, which is funny. And some stuff. So I think I can use, and I have an entire box too, but those are the ones I kind of just saw immediately. So let me also mat these on white here real quickly. And I also pulled out my little hole punch thing here, and I've got some black cardstock right here. Oops, knocking stuff all over the place. Right here. Oh, there's some white cardstock. Maybe I can use these instead of cutting into that little bit bigger piece. We'll try that. And I'll use these and make the tag pieces. I may just cut these by hand because it looks like she may have just cut those by hand, honestly. They're a little bit wide, which is a smaller deal, so I think I may do that. All right, let me get to cutting, and I'll be back on in a second. All right, you guys, so I've gone ahead and cut the tags, or at least the tag shape there. I think I made them 3.5, I don't know, 5 inches, something like that. And I just folded them over slightly to cut off the corners. She had kind of a wider, what are those called on the edges? I want to say tongue, but that don't seem right. And then I've got my little crocodile thing here. Is that a crocodile? It's a crocodile made product, but I don't remember. I don't know if that's the actual name anymore. It's so old. But it has a little guide on it where you make sure you don't push yourself too far in. And so I use that to cut the holes. And then I've got my little hole reinforcer. I'm making these little pieces here. And this doesn't take me very long. I'm going to end up gluing those onto the tags in just a second. And then, let me see. I'm going to only end up using 2 photos. I think I mentioned to you I might. But I actually ended up changing my mind. And I did use the bigger picture and not the littler picture because I thought you could see more like what it was, that it was an actual coral snake. I've got them kind of organized the way the scrap lift is organized. And now I'm going to go through my binder, y'all. I have all my Vicky Booten stuff in a binder. I shouldn't say all, that's a lie. The little ephemera pieces I've kind of got in this binder, and I've basically used adhesive tape. I can't say the right word, y'all. I just woke up from a nap, and I am just really drug out today. Anyway, I've kind of got them by collection / color story. So most of them is kind of by collection. And so I'm kind of looking in these ones that are I think it was Fernwood is the one that's like a little more, naturey. And I had that exact same little yellow tree thing she had on there. I find this little vine, I like it a lot. I don't think it's the same as what she had at all, but it looks pretty good. And then I also had the little bird that she had. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I will actually end up finding the mushrooms too, or at least I think she had mushrooms on there. I don't find the exact same bug or moth, I don't think. Could have, and I probably should have, but didn't. I will pull off a couple of moths or whatever, but here I thought to maybe use a little tree limb, decided against that. I go, that doesn't look right. That's not going to stay there. And then what do I do next, you guys? I thumbed through this binder quite a few times. I don't really know why. I keep looking. I add that magnifying glass, even though technically she didn't have that on there. But I kind of, again, the whole thought behind that one is I couldn't believe he was able to see that friggin' snake in that grass. I was amazed that he saw it. Okay, here's where I think I'm gluing stuff down. Now, I did find some little pieces. She had a couple of little pieces. One had like a notebook punch. One had kind of a, I don't know, she had like I said, layered behind the photos. I didn't have those, but I made it work. The one on the left-hand side is some type of little, I don't know, maybe like, it's not vellum, but it's a thin piece. I think it's her papery, I think is what people call it. I actually find little tags, too, that say this and that. She didn't have that, but she had other little, I don't know, tabby-looking things, and I thought it was kind of neat because it's, this and that. I don't know. It just struck me as I liked it, so that's what went on there. Plus, it was yellow and red, and that snake has got that yellow and red on there. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. That was kind of creepy. Like, we went out there. We were kind of amazed. We saw it, like, climbing around. And I told you guys, we felt kind of bad about having to kill it. But when we Googled it and was looking, it was like, oh, gosh, that's a coral snake. And it was clearly venomous. It was like, we can't have that out here with the dogs. So we did have to kill it. And it's dangling. Honestly, the really weird part, and y'all probably seen this, its tail kept moving. It was creepy. Just really creepy. Okay, here's the this and that. That's going to go on either side. I'm going to put one on each, photo, basically, or the papers that are kind of near the photo. I do have to cut it. It was I don't have any idea which collection that came from. No idea. But they were kind of attached, so I had to separate them. And they went in pretty good. I do decide on the outdoors. I'll put that down in just a second. She had an arrow. I'll have to go looking for an arrow, though. I'm not going to lie. Every arrow that I found and the stuff that I had was pointing to the left. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but I only found one arrow in my entire collection that I saw that pointed kind of to the right. So you'll see me add that toward the end. Here's that magnifying glass. That's kind of a little shaker pocket, so I like that. I think it was intended to go on, I don't know, rings of some kind, because it's got that hole, and it was with other things that had the rings. So I don't know what it was supposed to be honest with you, but that's a unique little piece, so I was happy with it. So I've got some foam here, and I put my bird down. So I put foam underneath the bird, and I put some underneath the tops of the mushrooms once I bring those in, or underneath the top of one mushroom, and the top of the vine leaf thing. And then, is that it? That might have been it. I've also got some little buggies I'm going to bring in. There's not really any bugs in this pictures, really, but except the fact, of course, that we're outdoors. And so, of course, there's always bugs outdoors, right? So I'll bring a couple of these bugs in. To be honest with you guys, there's one little bug. I don't know where it came from. It was on my desk, a little paper bug. It was not Vicky Booten. It's actually almost cutesy, and I probably shouldn't have used it, but I felt like it kind of got lost in the layout in a sense. Like, it didn't really matter. It was just like a little accent that nobody's going to pay attention to, but it wasn't technically the same collection. So he's almost cutesy, but we'll see if you notice. Okay, here's my mushroom. I like that a lot. I'll find one more mushroom to fill in the hole on the little right there. And then I think this is where I'm going to go looking for a arrow, because I needed one and nothing was in my binder there. So I finally find this one. It's one of the little rubbery ones. I'll have to use some Nuvo glue to kind of keep it down for, permanently, because it's definitely movable. And then I use a little arrow at the bottom next to outdoors. You can see I've got outdoors down there. And I think you can see my little buggy. And that's my layout, you guys. I think this turned out really cool, actually. I'm not even unhappy with it. I think it's kind of a really neat layout considering the topic, right? So hopefully I didn't trigger anybody too badly. If you hung out with me this long, thank you so much. Make sure you check out the playlist because there's a lot of people that play along with and it's fun because some people use like mood boards or whatever. So make sure you check out the playlist and we'll see you next time. Bye.